What's going on? All right. I want to distinguish something right here. All right, back in the day, you know, when there was gangs like school gangs, basically every school's got their own little gangs. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it was CIA implanted through rap music, man, to overtake us, man, and instruct us in the ways of the wicked. Basically, it's the way I see it now. It's so not proud of being affiliated with people like that. You know what I'm saying? But listen, now I'm gonna break it down for you. See, the thing about us, we were so stupid that we just brazenly displayed it, and just the numbers was a display. Not to mention the attire of the gang member. You know what I'm saying? The way you make your hat, the way you twist your pant leg, the way what color shoelaces. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all these little triggers and ways you can freak it. That's part of the magic. That's how it teaches you about being a mystery schooler. You kind of make a mysticism kind of almost thing out of your gang thing. I mean, it's all just training, man. Like I said, because the Illuminati done made it. At least they control all the symbols or even they leaked it, and some of the information was stolen. But the fact that they stole it from the Illuminati gives the Illuminati an edge on you when you're trying to get them by learning what they know, because they know they hold all the keys. When it comes to knowledge, earthly knowledge, the Lord of Merchandise also has all this earthly knowledge locked in a vault somewhere too, and he knows all your shit. Someone down the line, some guy going, we shall rule the galaxy. He has all that god darn knowledge, because I mean, a lot of it is some god darn knowledge, dude, that came from the fallen angels anyway. And it's in the learning it makes you prone to pride, and that make pride is close to falling already. Pride come before a fall. Boom. That's what makes you fall. Pride. Satan is fallen. Why? Because of pride. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of pride will lead to some very egomaniacal thoughts and actions as well. These things can be created in people. They also can be deprogrammed in people once they're pointed out. You know what I'm saying? Well, you kind of make them confront the truth. But see, the thing about the gang, we openly did it, right? There was a point where the cops let you know you're targeted now, and now you have to adapt new customs. You have to be more covert. You can only do it in private, or when you're away from everyone. And this is where I was going. La Costra Nostra. La Costra Nostra was that there is no La Costra Nostra. I think that's what it means, at least from what I've seen on documentaries. So this is already leaked information. So don't act like I'm, you know what I'm saying, dropping something here. You know what I'm saying? This is all, well, that first part I just said wasn't leaked till I just said it, because it's personal stuff that I've lived through and I've seen. But anyway, La Costra Nostra. These guys wouldn't even confess that there was such a thing. It's basically just means like guy meeting, and you form alliances and ways to make money, and you strategize against other people in secret, and there's ways that you can take over neighborhoods and territory. Every local guy's got the right to certain territories, and they just set up a structure like a CEO, like a corporation. The Don Godfather is the CEO of a corporation, and he's really loyal back to the Jesuits of the Vatican, because he's mirrored off of the Black Pope. I mean, I'm seeing now, but La Costra Nostra, before they caught him, they ran out to some remote place, and there was a bunch of guys out there, and then they get pictures with them covering their faces and shit when they're taking them into the courthouse. So you don't even know who these people really are. All you know is there's this big body of people that meets in meetings to strategize to make money and eliminate people standing in the way of them dominating things. So not that I'm banging on La Costra. It's really, I just use them as an example of how the Illuminati and the Satanists work. You know what I'm saying, as well. Or the Lucy Satanists, you're both the same thing. You're just the left right pillar of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you Hindu reincarnation types are stuck in the middle purgatory between the two. You know what I'm saying? Because you're your own god, because you know what's gonna happen, because you know. I think that's something how it works. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're still following humanism and secularism. But the thing about these people they weren't like our gang. They looked at our gang and laughed at us because secretly they were in their own little Illuminati gang that is bloodline. It's the hierarchy structure. People in your community are members in every community. They're out there. You grew up with them. You know them. Some of us, we know people, but they just do all that in private because it's their guy club. It's their meeting, or it ain't always just a guy club. It could have women too, especially when you get into the more paganistic shit. You know what I'm saying? There's your co-ed, uh, brotherhood, sisterhoods meeting, 4 times a year, sometimes shit. I'm just guessing here off of shit I've read in textbooks. Like I said, these people know what I'm talking about because somewhere there's some guy sitting in a dark place like me, smoking a cigarette like me. But listen, he ain't talking. You know what I'm saying? He's concealing. That's their power. You know what I'm saying? But, I believe independent of them, you can attain a lot, especially if you seek the right place. Like I believe God will reveal secrets to you. You know what I'm saying? If you just, I guess they're not for everyone. So I mean, but the people who do get them, they're supposed to let other people know. You know what I'm saying? Let them make their own judgment on it. You know what I'm saying? That's part about being in the light instead of in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Even though, look, yeah, I guess, I thought, I had to live in the dark myself to hide from the dark forces. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, man. I mean, in a sense, you have to play stupid. You have to sandbag a little bit. You can't make things too obvious. Actually, sometimes you just state certain things and let them do the trick on people, and then they show. It's like, listen, it's like you kind of feign a weakness, but really what you're doing is you're testing this person to take a shot at you, and when they took a shot, you controlled them by not controlling them, by letting them be themselves. You controlled them. You know what I'm saying? In a way, not that you controlled them, but they tried to control you, but you could perceive it. There's these ways you can do these things. You know what I'm saying? You can draw people into being themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's been done to me because I'm not a perfect person. I make mistakes. I've made so many mistakes in my life, but I mean that's the reason why I know a lot of things. I've had to do a lot of contemplation on, you know what I'm saying? Why are things like this? Why did I do that? Man, I don't like that no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that ain't right. I just, hey, for all ways there are sidetracks. You know what I'm saying? And even, the the biblically biblically is there's even more paths off of that because that's the straight and narrow road and it's not easy to walk. But I mean, if you love the truth, you know what I'm saying? Love your brother, love God. Basically, that's all it is, man. Bam. If you love those things, you're in the will. So you're operating the will. Why not proclaim? You know what I'm saying? A piece of the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Uh, just repent means this, man. It just means to have a change of heart, then turn from your bad ways, do good ways, and no longer participate in them, but instead expose them. You don't have to do it shitty, really. You know what I'm saying? There's ways you can do it delicately. You know what I mean? And the person that it means well that's doing it. It's just it sucks that I know how it is to get caught up in things to where it's like, man, it's easier just to go along, man, and play dumb and shut up and just take your money. I know that, dude. I know you can benefit for that. You know what I'm saying? That they pay you for silence. Secrecy. That's your thing. You're bound by this secrecy. They do it in secret. It wasn't secret what we did, though there was a lot of things that us as a group did in secret. You know what I'm saying? So, but it wasn't really no secret. There's a big secret about it, and they're same principle with them. They know it ain't no secret no more. But listen, they do keep up their honor of secrecy very religiously. You know what I'm saying? But then again, they still have to flash their symbols to each other. That's how you catch them with their hand in the cookie jar. Some of them are getting pretty crafty at hiding it or only flashing once in a great while. Uh, like listen, I'll be flashing back at them I'm like a mirror. I'm throwing you back what you're doing to me. Okay, I ain't accusing you of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Really, I'm just stating things I've heard. It's already been proven. Sometimes I'll make my own conjecture or whatever about certain information, but you can just differentiate between that. I hope. You know what I'm saying? I try to state it as much as possible. Uh, but fact is fact. My opinion is my opinion. Opinions can be right. Opinions are not necessarily right. They're just opinions. You're talking about things that can't be proven sometimes anyway. At least not at the moment. Listen, 100 years ago, they didn't know about no damn CERN. Well, maybe they did in manuscripts or in theoretical things, but they didn't have the technology to make it happen. So, when are the people before them crazy for talking about things that they couldn't do at the time, but later they could? Were them people crazy too? Was there something wrong with them? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. If it's like if we ain't working for you, you say we're crazy. That's your main